Hello everybody, and welcome to my tech review channel, at least one I'm going to start up. This is, say that this is about the third time I've tried doing this video, so I've hopefully gotten some practice in. But this is basically just reviews on technology devices I own, how I use them, and what I use them for. Currently right up is the little netbook, ultra-portable laptop, whatever you want to call it, that I have been using pretty much exclusively for the past couple of months. This is the HP ProBook 3115M. Basic spec rundown on this. This is an 11.6 inch. HP calls it an ultra-portable. I would really just call it a netbook, pretty much. Basically netbook class hardware in it. This carries the AMD Fusion platform, the E-300, which is a dual-core 1.3 gigahertz processor, combined with a ATI Mobility Radeon HD6310 GPU. Pretty basic stuff. It's meant for really light work. It is a budget system. I actually pretty much got this for free. A friend needed some computer components that I didn't need anymore, so I shipped them out, and when I did, one of my machines, my primary machine, went boom. So he sent me this for free, and I've been using it ever since. So, like I said, it has the AMD E-300 APU. Originally came with 2 gigabytes of RAM. I bumped that up to 4 gigabytes of RAM, scavenged from my primary laptop that obviously went boom. And it still has its stock 320 gigabyte 5400 RPM drive. Screen is, as said before, 11.6 inch. The resolution is 1366 by 768, which is a pretty common equivalent to 720p HD resolution. So many consumer notebooks come with that resolution. Many business notebooks do too, but I like higher resolution notebooks as a rule personally, but for this size class it works. Anyway, let's go ahead and go on with to the system itself. This is actually a rebranded HP DM1z netbook. Primary difference on this is that it doesn't really have that weird pattern on the lid of it that most HP notebooks do these days. Since this is meant for, since this is kind of geared more towards business and education, they just kind of did away with, just kind of put this gloss black surface on it. It's actually a pretty nice finish. Build quality overall in general, considering this is like a $400 laptop, is pretty good. Let me go ahead and move on to the port selection here real quick. So, from the side here, we have an Ethernet port, which I believe is gigabit Ethernet. Most devices, or most computers are these days. Right here we have the old standby 15-pin VGA port. I know many people are wondering why these days we still have VGA ports on notebooks. Mainly for the fact that many businesses, government agencies, places like that still use projectors and monitors that are VGA. So to provide some backwards compatibility, most notebook manufacturers include one. Also, since most notebooks have like an HDMI port or display port as well, that means you can hook up dual monitors to a laptop or netbook without having to get a docking station or one of these funky little USB video outputs. So it's nice to see that natively. Moving on, we've got 2 USB 2.0 ports right here. As a nice little surprise, we do have separate microphone and headphone jacks. Now, there are some... I will talk about the audio system here in a little bit. There is more to it than meets the eye, but I'll go to that. I'll go to that in the review a little bit later. Right now we have your common everyday SD card slot. Let me go ahead and get my SD card out of it. On the front of the netbook, we have basically just a speaker grill. You will see the Beats Audio logo sitting here in the center. I will go into the, as well as the headphone jack, I will go into the audio capabilities of this device in a little bit. So nothing else on the front except the speakers. On the left side of the notebook, from the back front, we have the power port, which is kind of a standard 65 watt HP power adapter, pretty common. So if you need an extra, or if you've lost yours, you could probably get it fairly easily off like Amazon, eBay, whatever. Probably for pretty inexpensive too. Right next to it, you do have an LED for the power status, which gives you information. Is the battery being charged? Is it almost dead? Whatnot. Here we have the pretty much common to every laptop, the Kensington lock slot on it. For those who don't know what that is, it is a little lock, port where you can insert a cable lock and secure your, device to a desk. Right here you have the exhaust port from the notebook. You're probably not going to see it, but there is an intake port underneath as well. You also do have a hard drive status light right here. Flashes white when the hard drive is being accessed, and turns an amber color when it when it detects a drop or excessive movement. Basically, there is a built-in accelerometer inside the device that determines when the hard drive is in danger of being damaged and locks it. And you also have an HDMI port right here, and another USB 2.0. Yep, there is no USB 3 on this machine. On the back, you really don't have any ports either. Right here is where you have a 6-cell battery. Good for, in my typical use, about 4.5 to 5.5 hours of actual real use. Maybe 6.5 if I turn the wireless off and I'm just focusing on writing something or whatnot, and play music as well. So, I'm already running at 8 minutes, so hopefully I can speed this up real quick. Moving on, go ahead and open it up. I will talk about the audio here in a moment. Sorry for my bad camera work here, and see my ugly mug. Anyway, regular, everyday chiclet keyboard. This is actually a common keyboard to plenty of HP's laptops. I will say that in the past, I have not liked HP's build quality of their notebooks really at all. With this device, they have definitely won a lot of respect points. The keyboard, while not the best in the world, is pretty good. All I can really say is that it's pretty good. There's a lot of good tactile feedback. There's relatively little flex in the keys and the keyboard itself. It's pretty solid. I wish there was ThinkPad style track point right here, the little track stick mouse that you'll find on business notebooks, because that's what I normally use for a pointing device. But the touchpad trackpad gets the job done. You also do have a little divot here where you can double tap and it will turn it off and on. You also do have actual separate left and right mouse buttons, which is a very nice addition. Moving on to the audio, you will also see the Beats Audio logo right here. I thought that was primarily just advertising, that Beats Audio paid HP or vice versa to kind of market it at, the audio enthusiast set. That, basically they may have put louder speakers into the machine and left it at that. However, HP has put some thought into this. HP has actually put some pretty good thought into this. I'll move back down to the headphone jack here. Now, in a move that might seem on the surface to actually be, you know, kind of a cheap, you know, cost-cutting corner, the headphone jack is made out of plastic. Now, instead of you know, just cutting cost from that, what that did was remove a lot of conductive material from the headphone jack, keeping excess noise, signal noise, out of your headphones. Furthermore, they have actually grounded the headphone jack and also ran it to a dedicated headphone amplifier on the motherboard, providing much more power to your headphones than you would get out of a normal, you know, out of a normal device, such as an MP3 player, tablet, or another notebook. And they've also physically isolated that from the motherboard. So they've tried to remove as much signal degradation as possible, which is a really nice feature. I do quite like that. I do have a pair of, they're older, but they are a set of Bose headphones that I do use from time to time. And I would have to say that out of all of my, you know, portable audio devices and laptops that I've owned, this is one of the best for a headphone jack quality. It's really good. I'm very impressed with the audio that you get from this machine. The speakers in the front are also pretty decent, especially for, you know, a 11-inch netbook alternative, pretty much. I'm quite pleased with it. You do get, it will get loud, and you do get a little bit of bass response out of it. Not a whole lot, you know, it's not like you have a subwoofer attached to this thing, but it works well. Overall, I'm quite pleased. Build quality is good. You know, especially considering, you know, the you know, nightmares I've had with HP machines in the past. They've really listened to input over the past few years and really improved their products. I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. So anyway, I'm running about 13 minutes right now, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and stop this. This is going to probably be a 3-parter. The second part's going to be a short one detailing how to take this apart and maintain it. And the third will be actual system performance. So, hope you stay tuned and you have a good one.